Hi, in this video we're going to see the main features of the billing management system project we were given. We're going to see how we can install this application locally on our system, and also we're going to see the main features of the application. One thing here is that the application has been deployed online on two separate servers. The backend of the system, mainly built using Django framework, has been deployed on a virtual private server, on a VPS server with Nginx, and the front end has been deployed on Versal server and was built using Next.js. And so we're going to see this. This is the, as you can see the URL here, this is the URL of the online deployment of the system. So you can see this is our landing page. We're going to see the details, we're going to see the dashboard and how we can sign in. But first, let's see how we can run our application locally. So we have both our backend and our front end. So let's start by the backend. As you can see, this is our backend, which is built in Django framework. And so as you can see here, at our root folder, we have our Docker Compose, our Docker, and our entry point files. So this application, this backend has been Dockerized. And so to run this application locally using Docker, first we need to install Docker Desktop. We need to install Docker Desktop and we need to get it up and running. If we are on Linux operating system like Ubuntu, we need to install Docker using CMD. So after running Docker, what we do is we write this command. We go to the root of our backend and then we write Docker Compose and then up and then we build it since new chains could be there. And then we hit enter. And as you can see, it's running. The container is being built. And so there are 5 different images in this backend Docker setup. Number 1, we have the Django application itself. We have Celery image. We have Postgres image for database. We have Redis image for caching and for acting as a broker between our Celery and our backend and our Django application. And also we have Flower, which serves as a graphical user interface, as a GUI for our Celery background tasks. And also we have Celery. So as you can see here, we have Redis, we have Postgres image, we have Celery, both the worker and the beat. We have Flower, which is as a GUI, and we have our Django application. So it's now up and running. So what we do is we go here and we simply run localhost. It's running at port 8808. So if we go /swagger, since we have set up Swagger for the backend for API documentation and we hit enter, you can see this is our Swagger documentation, a complete Swagger documentation. And if we want, we have the online backend, which is deployed on a virtual private server at this subdomain api.sunriseworld.org. We use this because we need an API for enabling secure socket layers or HTTPS support, which is needed by Versal in the frontend. So when we hit enter, you can see that this is our Swagger online, as you can see here. So our backend is up and running. And now for the front end, as you can see, this is our front end code. You can see it's built in Next.js. And so what we do is we go to the root of that folder, which is in sncd billing front. This is our front end. As you can see, we have all the files here. And so what we do is we run the command npm run dev. As we hit enter, you can see that our development server of the front end has started at port 3000, localhost 3000. And as you can see in our front end, when we go to the .env file, our backend must be running at localhost 8808/API. So let's go here and let's go to localhost 3000. And when we hit enter, you can see we're going to go to the landing page locally. So this is the local landing page, and this is the hosted landing page. So now let's see the features of the system since we saw how we can install it. So first we have two main actors. We have our biller, we have our customers, and we have our super admin. First, let's sign in as a super admin, which we had created earlier. So we go to sign in, and then we have this super@gmail.com with its own password, and we hit on sign in. So we have successfully logged in, and you can see this is the dashboard. So we have users here. As you see, we have billers and customers here, and we have this is the super user we logged in as. We can view the details of the user. We can edit users, Like we could assign them to groups, we could activate, deactivate them, we could give them specific permissions. Since this is a role-based authentication system, we could directly give permissions to users, or we could assign them to groups and assign permissions to groups as well. Also, we could delete users, though this is not recommended. So we can remove this feature as well. So we have groups here where we create groups. We have billers and customers with their own. So we assign permissions to billers and to customers. We could edit the names of the customers, and we could view the details, and we can manage permissions, edit groups and stuff. And so then the rest of them, we're going to see them in billers and in customers. So let's log out. So let's go to our landing page, or even over here, we can just click on register as a biller or register as a customer to register as a biller or as a customer. But let's see the landing page first. Let's go here and then we can register as a biller. So one thing we need when registering is that we need a real authentic email, because emails are going to be sent to that email to activate the account. So in our case, let's use a temporary email. So let's go to temp mail, hit enter, and then we're going to get a temporary email. So we have this email, but since we already used this, let us delete this email and generate another email, another temporary email. Connection is a bit slow. So we have this email. Let's copy this email, and then let's go here and use this email to register. And then let's give it a password. And then the biller needs to give his full name. So let's say his name is Simon. Simon John Dirk. Then let's give him a phone number, and then let's say continue. And then we need to give him the company name. So let's say he's working on a private telecom company. So let it be Simon Telecom. Let it be a telecom provider. And let's give the visible name Simon Telecom as well. Let the address be at Bully Dumbo, and then when we click on continue, you can see that it's creating. Finally, it says check your email to complete registration. So we have to check our email. If we do not check our email and we just go to sign in, and let's try to sign in using this email, if we just put the email here and put the correct password and we say sign in, it's going to say login failed. But what we need to do is we need to go to our email when we're going to get a message here. Let's see the details of that message. Let's click on the message, and you see the message says, "Hi Simon, thank you for registering your company, Simon Telecom." So we need to click this link to verify our email and activate our account. This is to make sure that the emails used on the system are real authentic emails. So after clicking on this, what happens is that we get sent here that your email has been successfully verified. Now it's verified, so we can come here and click on sign in, and now it's going to sign in because it has been activated. So this is our customer, our biller, Simon Dirk. We can see we have different data here, which is going to be filled when we create our own customer and give him data. And so there's a dashboard and customers. Currently, there are no customers that use our service. They're going to come later when customers register in our biller service. And we can see bills. We have no bills yet. We create bills here, but since we have no customers, we cannot create bills. We're going to see this later. So right now, let's log out and let's register as a customer. Just register as a customer. So now we're going to need another email, a different email, which needs to be a real authentic email. So since we have already used this one, it's going to bring this one, which we have already used it, so we cannot use it again. So let's delete this email. After deleting it, we get a new email. Connection's a bit slow. So we have this email. Let's copy this email. Let's come here and let's paste it here. And then let's give it a password. Let's give it a simple email. And then let's give it a name. Let it be like Abraha, like just try, like let it be something, I don't know, Dirk. And then let's give it a phone number. Let's give him a phone number. Then here we have the billers that we can register to. So this TV company, electricity, utility, which we created earlier, and this is the Simon Telecom, which we created. So we can select one or more of these services which he wants to be part of, and then we just click on create account. So what happens here is that check your email to complete registration. So once again, we come here to our email, and here we're in our inbox, we're gonna get that email. So we come inside here, and you can see the contents. It says, "Hi Abraha, please verify your email by clicking this link." And also we can see that you're registering with the following bidders: Simon Telecom, Electric Utility, and DSTV Company. So after clicking on this, so our account has been verified, so now we can log in. So let's go to sign in. Let's go to sign in. Let's copy this email. Let's copy this email address. It's loading. So let's copy this email, which we use to register as a customer. Let's paste it here, and let's insert our password, and then we go to sign in. Now we have signed in as a customer. So customer dashboard has its own data as well. So he has his dashboard, he has his payments where he makes payments, goes to my bills, he can make payments to bills. There are no bills here. Bills will appear when a biller creates bills. And we have our notifications here. There are no notifications. Uh, these are notifications built earlier for a different account by salary. So let's go to payments and dashboard. So now let us log out and let us log in as this provider of the telecom. So as you see, we have customers here. We have Abraha Derek since he registered for that company. So let's go to bills, and then let's create a new bill. So when creating a bill, we have an automatically generated bill number here, and then we insert an amount which he must pay, like 8,000 or something, and then we select a customer. We have only one who registered for this service, Abraha Derek. And when is the due date? Like the due date is like on like let's say after 1 month or so, and the status is going to be pending. We can enter any description, and then we create the bill. So one bill has been created with 8,000. Let's give him another bill. Let's create for him another bill. So let the amount here be like 10,000, and let the due date be after 2 months. After 2 months, and we can even leave the description blank. So let's select the customer, which is Abraha Derek, and then let's create the bill. So we have created two bills for the customer. So we have our bills here, and then let's log out and log in as Abraha Derek, which was this email, I think. Let's sign in. So after signing in, we have our payments. Let's go to our payments. We have also our dashboard. Let's see in our dashboard, we have an outstanding balance of 18,000 to pay, like 8,000 for one bill and 10,000 for the other, with a total of 18,000. And so due, we have 100% due payments, and spending by billers is also blank. So let's go to our payments, and we have no payment yet. So let's go to my bills. We have two bills here, pending two bills. So let's click on make payments. So we have our bills here, one with 8,000 to pay and one with 10,000. They're both for Simon Telecom, and their due dates is also here. So what we do is we can select one to pay, or we can even select both of them. And then you can see here we have a total amount of 18,000 to pay for two bills. Payment methods, like it could be like mobile money, and then we insert the transaction reference. Let's give a demo reference number. Finally, we pay the bill. So you can see here they're paid. So we could have sent a notification to the biller and then make him approve the payment after checking the transaction, but the idea is the same. It's similar. Like if this was an online payment integrated way, it should have changed to paid by itself. So we have our payments here, and then we have our dashboard here. So it was outstanding, and our total spending is now 18,000. We have one active bidder, which means we are free of any bills. Also, monthly spending trend. In this month, we spent 18,000. Payment distribution 100% paid. Spending by bidder for telecom, we're paying 18,000 per biller. We have multiple billers. It's going to show us the data here for the different billers. So now let's log out and let's log in as that biller again, which is this one. I think it was this one. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it's that one. So we has total revenue of 18,000. It has total customers, one active customer, zero active customer, overdue invoices, no overdue invoice, like monthly revenue trend, like in this month, this much. If there's revenue for another month, it's gonna show different data here. Our top customers is Abraha, Derek here with 18,000, and the payment methods with money is 100%. And the customer activity, we have one inactive customer, which means that he has paid everything, so he's inactive. And we have all other data here as well. So let's log out. So finally, another thing I want to show you is that the backend has not only Swagger, but also it has Celery GUI Flower. So if we go to this backend and we go to port 5555 and hit insert, we have a Celery background task. What happens here is that it checks for overdue rents. So if 1 day is left for the rent to be paid, if 1 day is left for the bill to be paid, then it sends an email to the email message uh, notifying the customer to pay his bills. So we have background tasks as well. We have Redis working. We have everything. We have Swagger. We have Flower for GUIs of for the GUI of salary workers, and so uh, this seems the basic functionality of the system. There's the basic functionality, and so there's our landing page. One other thing I want to mention is that if we want to run our backend without Docker, there are a few steps we need to make in our .environment file. Not just in our .environment file, but also in our uh, settings file, in our main settings files. We need to change our database from Postgres to the normal SQLite database if we do not install Postgres for Windows. Since our Postgres is running in our Docker container, we need to do this, and everything will be fine. So this is our backend built in Django framework, and this is our front end built in Next.js. So thank you. This seems the highlights of the system. Thank you very much.